FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
When you wonder who is paying for these damn terrorist attacks, do what I try to remember to do each time. When you stop the filling station to charge your gas before you get your credit card out, turn the rearview mirror just a few inches so you're looking in your own eyes. Now you know who's paying for it. Only war the U.S. has ever fought in which we pay for both sides. Not a real good strategy. If that's not enough, what else are we getting out of oil? Well, we are getting a situation now in the Gulf in which, as a result of Iran feeling its oats and developing a nuclear weapons program, 6 Sunni states have announced that they are going to have nuclear, electricity programs too. Any takers on the bet that since a number of these states have massive reserves of oil and gas, they might be interested in something other than just electricity out of nuclear power? So we're on the verge of seeing a Sunni-Shia nuclear arms race in the Gulf, all funded by oil, and on and on and on. Well, none of that is ever even whispered of in the economic discussions about oil independence. What those who define the problem tend to want to define it as is to say, look at these foolish people who are working for oil independence. We're going to define independence as autarky, buying no foreign oil. And since we import about 60% of our oil today, and we can only replace about 20% of it over the course of the next decade or two with ethanol and so forth, clearly independence is not in the cards, and clearly those who are working in those directions are, as a recent, amazingly, Council Foreign Relations report says, are doing a disservice to the nation. Well, the way you get into that particular mindset is by assuming that the problem to be solved is to replace imports with something else, rather than to do what Annie Coren has suggested, destroy oil as a strategic commodity. It's not that we shouldn't ever import any oil, it's that we shouldn't care any more than we care about salt. And if we can, with several approaches, of which I think the most promising and important is electricity, can begin to move toward propelling vehicles with other sorts of fuel, we will find ourselves possible, I find it possible, I think, to move towards such a destruction of oil as a strategic commodity a lot faster than people believe. Just one set of numbers. General Motors has now announced they will go into production with the Chevy Volt in 2010. The Volt will be a 40-mile plug-in hybrid gasoline-electric vehicle, which gets you 40 miles driving, and then you become a regular hybrid. You don't have to plug in again right then. You drive 40 miles, and then you become a regular hybrid. So you're in a car that is getting something up in the range of 100 miles a gallon. If, when you need liquid fuel, you're moving in a direction with your national policies such that what's in your tank is E85, part of it from cellulosic ethanol, let's say, or perhaps, before too long, butanol, or some form of methanol that's derived from biomass. And that's 85% of what's in your liquid fuel tank. Now you're getting something like 500 miles per gallon of gasoline, because most of your driving is being done on electricity and the alternative fuel. None of that is stuff that's just in the laboratory. That's stuff that's in pilot plants and real production plans by real corporations within the next couple of years. Will it happen immediately? No. Will there be glitches? Yes, and so on and so on. But I would submit, for the reasons I've suggested, that those who are trying to help us move in that direction, such as Andy, are not doing a disservice to the nation. Thank you.